everybody! So, first of all, as usual, the lighting is really bad in here and I'm sorry, but there's not a lot I can do about it. Usually in the day, I just don't feel that motivated to make videos, or I don't have any time, and then it gets to the night time and I'm like, I have a great idea, the light's really bad, let's film. But I've turned on like every light source possible in my bedroom to try and make it bright enough. Hopefully it will be okay. Okay, onto the video. Today I'm going to do something that I've wanted to do for quite a long time, but I don't really feel particularly confident about it. But I want to talk about books, because books are one of my favourite things and I just love them so much, and I love reading, and just thought it would be a pretty cool thing to do. So without further ado, here are my top 10 favourite books at the moment. I would just like to add that my favourite books change a lot, so this is kind of subject to change. Okay, the first book I want to talk about is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and this I finished not long ago at all. I read it this year in February, and it instantly became one of my very favourite books because it's just incredible. I bet a lot of you have read it already because it's so popular, and most of you will know it's just been made into a film, which I haven't seen yet, but I really do want to, and it's just really good. I don't want to give spoilers away in this video, but it's about a girl in Nazi Germany and the things that she goes through, and it's just so good. The writing is insane, so that's one of them. I also would just like to quickly add that these aren't in any particular order, they're just randomly in there, so yeah, don't think that like that's my number 1 or my number 10, whatever, just you get them as they come. The next book that I want to talk about is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This I read years ago, I'm not sure when, and I was obsessed with it. I was quite young obviously when I read it, and I just, oh my days, I adored it so much. I still do, saying that, like I think it's such a good book, and it's such a good like teen romance kind of story. It's just fun and cool and very good. I have seen the film of this one and I kind of have mixed feelings towards it. Like, as a kind of easy breezy chick flick enjoyable film, I do like it, but there are a lot of things that make me really frustrated that they did that have no relevance to the book, or like for me ruined it. So but I do like watching it, like, you know, I enjoy it. So the next one is not quite so well known. It is The Skies Are Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. My friend Gemma bought me this book for Christmas a few years ago and I fell in love with it. It took me a couple of reads to know whether I loved it or not, because it's quite a quirky book, but it's so amazing. It's about a girl who's grieving for her sister and what she's feeling, and she writes poems, and it's a romance again. I like my romances, and it's just quite inspiring and a really comforting read for me. It's really cool. Like the print for one thing is blue, which that's so cool. Like, how many books have blue print? And the poems are printed in like this. I honestly don't know how to describe them, but they're like pictures. So cool. Next, I have the beloved Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I am a big fan, I love it. I have been watching the film since I was a little girl, and I used to watch it when I was sick or just pretty much whenever. And by film I mean the TV series by the BBC, because that's the best. And so when I got a bit older I read the book and I love it so much. If you don't know the plot of this, then just go look it up. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you. Very good read. Okay, next on my pile we have the infamous Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Again, I read this last year, I think, and then reread it this year. I don't even have the words. Obviously, most of you watching will know all about this book and probably will have read it and cried at it. The film's coming out this year and I'm super excited and also kind of scared, because if they ruin it then I'm just gonna rip my heart out. Just really good. Actually, I spoke about this book in a video the first time I read it, so there you go, making a reappearance on my channel. Then another really well-known book, I have The Hunger Games here. by Suzanne Collins. Such a good book. My friend, before the films came out, my friend went on about this book and she told me that I had to read it, and so eventually I did. I bought the box set on sale. I read it pretty quick and I just fell in love. I cried and I laughed, and I think it's so amazing. Most of you will know what it's about. It's about a girl who goes into what they call the Hunger Games and has to fight to the death, and so good. I've just realised how fast I'm talking, or I feel like I'm talking really fast, so I'm sorry about that. I'll try and tone it down. I'm excitable. I'm getting excited about all these books. Okay. The next book on my pile is a very controversial issue on the internet particularly, and that is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. Okay, before you all click off this video, I read this when I was younger. I was really young. I'm not sure how old I was. It was after the first film came out. My friend and I went to see the film, and as little excitable preteens, we went and immediately found the books, and I read it as quick as I possibly could, and I raved about it to my mum all the time. She was sick of me talking about it, and so now when I read it, it just reminds me of that little part of me that was just obsessed with it, and it just is such an easy read, and I don't care. Haters gonna hate. I have no words. I don't care. If you like it, then cool. If you don't, that's cool too. There are gonna be a lot of you who don't like any of the books I talk about, I expect, but that's life. This one is a Christmassy book, and also, well, I was gonna say also written by John Green. Part of it is written by John Green, and that's Let It Snow. The three authors are John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle, and is that how you say her name? Lauren Miracle? Lauren Miracle, Mary? We'll go with Miracle. It's again like a romance, and it's very cheery and enjoyable and an easy read, and Christmas is one of my favourite times of year. I love everything about Christmas, and so reading a Christmas book at Christmas just fits perfectly, and this was another gift from my friend Lucas, and thanks, because it's really good. There are like 3 stories in here, and they all kind of intertwine quite cleverly, so very cool. I think I've used the adjective cool a few too many times, I'm sorry. Next up we have Harry Potter, because I couldn't make a video about my favourite books without including Harry Potter. That would be stupid. Everyone knows that I'm obsessed, and if I could be Hermione Granger then I would, because she is my life. Everyone knows what Harry Potter's about. It's about witchcraft and wizardry, and I read them when I was a little girl. Well, they were my bedtime story when I was a little girl, and then obviously I've reread, and just a piece of me. I was gonna say a piece of my heart, but no, a piece of me. I've been to the studio tours and it was incredible, and I love it so much, and I want to go to Hogwarts so badly. But I think we're actually down to book number 10, and this one kind of, okay. Here I have like the collected works of the Bronte sisters. All I really want to talk about is Jane Eyre, because Jane Eyre is my favourite. Having said that, I have not read all of them. I just really am obsessed with Jane Eyre. I think that it's such an amazing classic, and I was gripped by it when I was reading it. Like, I felt the emotions that they were going through, you know? It's a really incredible read, and I do want to read more of them because I've only read a couple, but I'm just so obsessed. And I'm sorry about the massive old clunky book that I'm holding, but again, it was a present from my friend Peppa, and that was for my birthday again a couple of years ago. Read Jane Eyre because it will make you feel clever and educated, and also like you've just read a really good book, because you will have. And that is it. So they're all piled down there and I feel like they're gonna fall. I hope that you like some of the books that I enjoy too, or that maybe it's giving you some inspiration on what to read. Just hope you've enjoyed my video, and I will see you soon. So I don't know how to end videos. And I'll see you soon. Bye!